evening, friends. It is I, Katie Morton.
And Jennifer Palmer.
We are both intuitives, energy healers, spiritual teachers, and together we are divinely guided.
.tv. And we try to get on here on Thursday nights, although it's been a little hectic over the last few months. But we try to get on here most, if not every Thursday night to connect with you and your guides and loved ones to answer any questions you may have for the spirit realm.
Yeah.
Good times. Anyway, no question is off.
No question is off limits, but just know you're asking it in a public forum. Our guides don't necessarily spew out personal things you wouldn't want anyone to hear anyway. So I would say go ahead and ask away. And we have questions coming in.
Yeah, and the answers that come in are often higher, and the way they answer it comes in from a higher wisdom, and it's often meant for many, if not all, people who are watching. So it is meant to
so listen to the whole thing, because even if it's not your question, the answer might apply to you.
Yeah.
And first up, we have Rachel Rose Farber, Rachel, who says, "Hi, I haven't been here in forever. Neither have we, right now. Would love, a little rusty. Would love to put in a question. Any messages for me? I teach now on Thursdays, and I've missed this so much. I have a 15-minute break."
Oh,
well,
geez.
Good job for getting in here real quick.
Well, hurry up. Let's see what we get. Well, the first thing I'm seeing is I saw a flower, and it was opening up. It was opening up, and it was really gentle and beautiful. It was a light pink, and it felt very feminine. And the two things that really stood out was the feminine and gentleness.
Yeah, and I'm hearing it's time for nurturing more of that. The other thing I was getting was that I heard the term "you dodged a bullet," and I think that's with the career change. And I do feel like a new, more feminine, softer side in you is going to be allowed to be seen and heard. I think in the whole career there had to be somewhat of a, I don't know, like a squelching of all of that, pretending it's not there. And I think a lot has been repressed. So I feel like don't be afraid of the process of the opening into that. Maybe some fears, cares, worries that you maybe were not allowed to look at before. I think there was like the idea of you had to be in this a more closed and hardened state to get by in your day to day, and like sort of like I don't want to pull the thread because what if I unravel and I can't function? But it's like you can always go at a slow pace. It's not about that. And I also feel like it's like don't be afraid. I think the time is to open more into the softer feminine explorations.
Yeah, I think that matches what I saw perfectly.
Sweet.
Yeah, all right. Great to see you.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for visiting us on your break.
All right. Maureen Casey Evans, anything from my loved ones in heaven?
I like how you put that.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want anything from the loved ones in the other place.
I know. Here, like your bathroom. I think we'll pass on that.
What?
I don't
know. Do you have loved ones in your bathroom, Maureen Casey Evans? I'm just kidding.
At some point, we all do, right?
I know. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this is, but I saw what looked like a stick shift in driving a car. So I don't know if one of them had a stick shift. I don't know how evidentiary that is. That's what I'm seeing.
I'm getting a feeling of birthday or birthdays. So I don't know if it's like your birthday or if there's a birthday of a past loved one. That's like nowish or coming up or just past or something like that. But also the message of the feeling around the birthdays was to enjoy life while we're here. Enjoy getting older because we don't always want to do that.
Yeah, I'm feeling like arthritis in my hands, and I'm seeing yarn or something. So I don't know if this person, it feels feminine. Maybe she'd like to knit or something like that, or crochet, but that's what I feel like I'm getting with this person, whoever's coming. I feel like there's a bunch of them here, honestly. It doesn't feel like it's just one. Kind of a younger guy, too. I'm saying like maybe 30s, 40s. I don't know if it was an uncle or somebody on that level, but that's also coming across. May not be an uncle, may have also been a family friend, but it feels like somebody who would be like on that level. And honestly, I feel like they're saying, just like a lot of the loved ones have been saying lately, that they're really excited for this point in time in our collective experience.
Even though as humans we might not be that thrilled with how things are going, the guides,
Yeah.
I think things are not as they appear. I think that things are unfolding in a way that's better than we know.
Yeah, and a lot of times we have to have that collective dark night of the soul kind of experience that we've all been kind of going through. And for some people it's affecting more than others, but I think most people would be like, oh yeah, what the heck,
Right.
What is this? And but the loved ones are really happy because they've had generation after generation after generation of what we call ancestral karma or family karma that gets passed down through the generations. And during healing sessions, a lot of times they come in because they want to help resolve these issues.
I was trying us out on Rumble, so you guys, I'm going to interrupt. No, don't finish. I don't want to use.
Okay, yeah.
We'll talk about that.
What was I saying? I don't know. No, but they're coming into sessions because they want us to help with this family karma, and this is the end of a cycle. It is the time of the ascension, and it is time for us to wrap some of these things up, and they are thrilled. And I do feel like there's been some good healing going on around you guys, you and your family. It feels like the collective of the family. Some good things have been happening there, and even in difficult times, those are our catalysts for our growth in the ascension process. So, a lot of people try to hide from the difficult times, but we need to be facing all those difficult times to really use it because it's there for our higher purpose. So I just feel like they're really excited. I feel their energy with all of that. Tons of support. And I don't know who this is. It feels masculine, but I saw somebody that had a cigarette. They're like, smokers really like to come through. I don't know. They always show me that. They're like, or they're like,
and man, you get super into the reenactment.
Right? I know.
She's like, yeah.
I don't smoke, but man, it sounds like it'd be amazing. I just don't want all that goes with it. Yeah. Anyway, I don't feel like there's anything else, but whoever that was just really wanted to make it known. Yeah, I'm not getting anything else. I think they're getting out of the way.
Cool. All right. I think they want me to talk about Rumble.
Please do.
So I'm going to ask the favor of somebody out there, one of you. If you can find us on Rumble, our handle is Divinely Guided Jenn Katie. If you go to rumble.com and look for Divinely Guided Jenn Katie, try to find our live and try to comment there and ask a question of us. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. If you can get a question through on Rumble, we'll answer it for you. Because we've never had anyone ask us a question on Rumble before.
Yeah, we just want to see what that's like.
We want to see if it's working. We want to see if it comes in through the chat software. if it comes in through here, guess what? I can't guarantee we're going to answer your question because who knows if it's going to come through, if it's going to hit the chat software, if it will come through here. No guarantees, but it would be a nice thing. You'd get karma points.
Hey, I like that.
And if you can't find us, you can go to divinelyguided.tv, and on the website, there's a little green arrow. If you click on the little green play button on divinelyguided.tv, it'll take you to our Rumble channel.
Yeah, that's kind of new for us. And we started it, I don't know, a couple months ago?
Yeah.
And we're slowly adding some things to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're adding our videos to it. And yeah, so anyway, it's just a new place to watch us.
All right,
Jess, Mac. Well, first of all, hello, Faye. Hi. And Jess Mac says, yay, you both are back. Any messages for me? Thanks. Okay, Jess. All right, well, I'll just tell you exactly what I heard. I heard, don't be afraid to venture out, try new things, and shake it up. Because I feel like wherever you are right now, it's like you can't get here from here. It's like there has to be some other fresh energy or fresh action or fresh.
That makes sense with what I was getting.
Detour.
So I saw what looked like paints or drawing materials, like getting ready to start doing some sort of creative thing. But the word I heard was get creative.
Yeah, I was feeling that.
Get creative. And it reminded me, it was funny, I just rewatched a movie with Robin Williams, What Dreams May Come. It's a much older movie, but it was such a great movie. And they he dies and goes to heaven. And anyway, long story short, but when he first lands in heaven, he's like laying in a field of flowers and realized it's all paint. And then every step he takes, he's like squashing in paint. It was very interesting, but he could create whatever he wanted. And it just reminded me the way the vision was, it reminded me of that scene. And just like a lot of paints and creativity. Mm. I'm not getting the idea of painting. I think they were using that more as a symbol of just being creative. You can draw whatever you want. You can make your life whatever you want.
Yeah, in what I was getting, there was a feeling of a stagnancy or a stuckness and like a waiting for things. And it's to get out of, it's like waiting for something to unfold or waiting for a discovery. And I feel like it's not going to come that way. It's like it comes that way by you getting out of your comfort zone and doing things you've never done before.
And there's something about being activated into it. Allowing yourself to jump in and even ask for activation. We can all do that. We can all connect with the universe and get in sacred space, of course, first. Yeah, we're big on sacred space. Get in sacred space and ask your guidance team that are there for your highest good for an activation or to connect with, whatever star system we're from. We're all probably from different ones. Connect with that and connect with the energy of where you're from and ask for an activation. Mm. And even connect with your higher self. If that seems a little too out there for you, connect with your higher self. I think that's all I'm getting. Cool. Anything else?
No, I do feel like they were sort of came in to reinforce to the idea of, and also they want you to take action. Like there's an action in the physical, or actions plural, or explore it. It's like definitely do something though. Like don't rest on your laurels or only work in the energy of it. It's also about the doing. I think that's it on that. I also want to say, like, I noticed like there was like a few viewers on Rumble that kind of came in and out, and there's still no comments there. So if y'all wouldn't mind, if you did join on Rumble, let us know via another watching place what you thought of the experience there. If it was good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, you can leave us a comment on Facebook or whatever and let us know. Okay, that's enough about that and Rumble.
Jean or Jeannie Butien, I'm never sure exactly how to say your name. But Miss Beauty N, anything for my loved ones.
Thank you.
So this was kind of funny, I guess, but I was trying to figure out, am I still in sacred space? Because what is this? Like, it was like, they showed me a picture of a coffin, and then like somebody like rising up straight up out of the coffin. And I was like, okay, like, what is this? I don't know. But then I felt like they were kind of joking and laughing. And then I remembered it's almost Halloween. So I feel like and then I feel like I got it. Like, it felt like that resonated. I think it's somebody who loved Halloween. I don't know, or like to play jokes about Halloween or something. So let's see what else I can get. But that was just really silly.
Okay. Well, I was also just getting the idea of that you're having, like we all always do in life. It's like there's people that you might be navigating in life that perhaps are difficult. And I was like, okay, so well, what is she supposed to do about that? And it all comes back to love and forgiveness, and boundaries, but with love and forgiveness. And so the idea, and we've spoken a lot about boundaries before, so it's the idea of we need to set boundaries in a way that we will be heard. But the underlying energy of it, what you're aiming for, is love and forgiveness. Even if, because I do feel like it's like there's an exasperation. And sometimes that can come out in the delivery. And it's not about repressing that. Sometimes we have to go through a process with it until we can reach the fullness of the love and forgiveness. But I feel like on your own time, maybe like not in interaction with the person, to do your best to get into that space of love and forgiveness. And this might not be somebody that you can be like really on the surface, like open and loving and forgiving. Like maybe that's not the safest way to be around them. Maybe there has to be sort of an appearance of a closedness for self-protection, but it's like keeping your heart open and remaining in that loving and forgiving space. So it sounds like sort of a tricky navigation. Anyway, that's all I was getting.
Yeah, I wasn't getting much more. The only other thing I got was I saw an image of like a spiral notebook, and I think that was about journaling.
Yeah, it might be processing some of this stuff.
Yeah, and I double checked. I got into Sacred Space and was trying to make sure everything was good. And they said that was a real message with the guy coming out of the coffin. So I don't know what that means, but if that means anything to you, like, let me just see if she said anything. If that means anything to you, let me know.
Yeah, it might tie into something I was getting, like a little conversation I was having, because I noticed, Jean, when you ask questions, you always ask about something from my loved ones. And so I was a little bit curious about that. And the first thing they were saying was, I think it's the essence of that you connect in with loved ones, as opposed to some people just say, oh, my guides, or some people say like, oh, the galactics, or some people say the angels. Like people, they tend to resonate or pull from different sources of wisdom and energy. And for you, it was the idea of the ancestors helping you through navigating whatever this circumstance or situation was. And a lot of times when that is the case, it's this karmic correction or correction of the generations of ancestors, where maybe there was patterns in families that you came here to break or course correct. And I'm hearing the ding ding ding. So anyway, just a little something to add. I don't remember where I went with that. What did you say that it was for this tie-in?
The guy coming out of the coffin.
Yeah, it was the idea of dead people. Yeah, it was the idea of like, your guides are dead people, right? Like, anyway, that's where I was sort of going with that. But when you said that, I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. It's like somebody who is past, who was alive on Earth at one time, who you probably knew.
But it was done very jokingly.
All right, together we can. She says, how do I find you on Rumble? I think the easiest way is go to divinelyguided.tv. And if you scroll down a little bit past the main picture, there'll be a little green arrow, like a green play button. If you click on the green play button, it'll take you over there.
All right.
All right. Melissa Bauer says, missed yous. Also. Lauren Regal says, oh, hi. Oh, hi. Any messages? I'd love one. Okay.
Okay, so I saw immediately an image of an angel in air. And the message that came with that was, and this isn't just for you, but many of us, we are angelic or higher nature in some form, our higher selves. The way our guides have kind of described it is like, our higher selves are us in the future kind of a thing. And it's, I don't, this is a bigger concept than I think my human mind can wrap around. But, many of us are much further along. We have an angelic higher self or some form. And so, Lauren, honestly, I feel like your higher self is angelic. And I think many of us are, but this feels like it's for all of us to really connect with who we are, our higher selves, the energy of the higher selves. One of the exercises they've had us do is to pull in kind of like the energetic suit of our higher selves and integrate that. And it's really powerful. It's an amazing experience to just really like become like, your future self.
The blueprint.
Yeah, what you're meant to be. And to really feel that and integrate it and be it. And it feels very empowering. And I feel like that's a really good thing for you to do. And I'm hearing the word activation again. I think activation might be a big thing about tonight and higher self. Those seem to be two big themes so far. But ask for an activation.
Yeah, and I think that's for all of us here on the live. You can ask your higher self I ask all the time, can I please get a DNA upgrade? Can I get a new blueprint? Like always be upgrading your energetic blueprints. And we can always ask for healing. So if any of you out there is like, gosh, I wish I had some healing, ask your guides to help you get the healing that you need. That said, from what we have found is that you can't get all of your energetic healing from the spirit realm and from guides. It does help to work with other humans or humanoid type people. Anyway, to get
Where's my skull?
Yeah, right. Anyway, it's Halloween, guys. Anyway,
I know, right?
So yeah, the dog's coming racing down here. She's like, what is that?
There's laughter.
What am I missing? Anyway, yeah, ask for healing but also link up with human healers as well, because it helps to do both and get both.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I just saw, I thought it was done, but then I saw immediately an image of a candle. It was like a dark room, and all I saw was the candle. And I got this feeling of meditation and just, just that, the type of meditation where it's just focused on the candle. That's it. And it's almost like following and becoming one with the candle. I think there's this practice of integration and becoming one with. That they want you to really pay attention to. And I feel like what that does is it takes you into this, I get this sensation. So I had like this vision of going through a tunnel and into this next phase. And I feel like doing this, and I don't know if you're supposed to do that with the candle, or if it's the process of whatever this brings you through, brings you into another, like an up leveling of your energetic presence. I think that's all I'm getting with that. Anything
it.
else? Okay.
No.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Lauren.
Indeed.
All right, Faye Robbins. Message from my guides and angels or anything. Thank you. Sure thing. I don't know what this is, but I saw like, I don't know, like corn chips. Like the triangle corn chips, Doritos or something.
That's really funny because I had this group come in and I said, like, we have a message for Faye. And then they put a crown on your head and they like genuflected. She's like, corn chips. I'm like, makes perfect sense.
Right? I do love some corn chips, though. Let me just say.
And I find it so adorable that she loves corn chips. Reminds me of like a little kid with their lunch bag.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Faye, I think the message that I'm getting with that, with the crown in this group, is the idea of upgrading the way you see yourself. It's like you're kind of seeing yourself as down here, and they want you to honor yourself more or to think of yourself in higher terms. And I think for a lot of people, egotistically, most people they don't want necessarily to do that because they don't want to be seen as having a big head or anything like that. But humans kind of run the gamut on, most people don't nail it. Either they're too grandiose or they're too humble or they swing between the two. It can be very hard to get that sense of purpose and self-love and confidence the way our guides really want us to get it. And I can think of one person who I won't name, but they get accused a lot of being egotistical. And this person is actually, they honor themselves the way the guides would honor this person. He knows he's awesome. Other people are like, they're affronted by that and they don't like it. But based on my intuitive sense of it is that he's nailing it. Whereas it comes across to other people like he must be compensating for insecurity. There's a lot of stories that people have around this person and they believe he's being very grandiose, but he's like, nope, he's just not insecure. He knows he's great. He knows he's done good work in this life. And I feel like they want you to come to better, like to be on better terms with yourself.
So I was trying to figure out what the corn chip was, and I got into Sacred Space again, and I'm like, all right, so was that really the message? And they're like, yes, that was the message. And I'm like, okay, so what is this? Is it about physicality? Like maybe she's eating too many corn chips, or she needs some corn chips. I don't know, everybody needs some corn chips. And they were like, no, it's not that at all. So what I think I'm getting with this is, corn chips are a funny thing. They're processed food, but they're not the worst processed food.
It's a vegetable.
It's a vegetable. Not really. Kind of. Not really. And, but it's processed. And, but it's not the worst thing you can eat, but it's also not the highest quality, highest vibe food either. And I kind of feel like sometimes you feel like that's where you're at. And I think it's kind of a metaphor for where you're at in some places. And, but I feel like, this sounds silly and I'm really not reaching here. This is the message. There are lots of things that you can add to those corn chips that make it really spectacular.
Salsa and guacamole.
Oh, guacamole and cheese. Oh, good stuff. Anyway, so.
You're making me want nachos.
I know, right?
Why? Okay.
But there are things that you can do and to spice it up and make it seem absolutely amazing and good for you. So wherever it is, you're feeling kind of like,
mediocre.
So I'm pretty sure that's the message, or at least the roundabout of the message.
Well, and I have a little more to add too. I feel like it all does tie in, believe it or not, corn chips and queens, because it's like the idea of
corn
like
chips and
you
crowns.
think you think you're a corn chip, but you're a queen. But it's like also the idea too that while you're talking, they were coming in. A lot of times people. A mistake I've seen some people make is they feel really great about themselves, but they've accomplished nothing. And it's like, have you earned that? And it's the idea of, well, no, first of all, you don't need to earn it. We all have intrinsic value, but also it is a nice thing when somebody is feeling high off their own ass if they get to motivate themselves to also do good things so that they're not just like an empty hot air balloon high off their own ass, right? It's like they have intrinsic value, but they also have worth and a solid sense of self-worth because they're on the path of their soul's mission and they're actively contributing. You know, the person I was talking about who he gets accused of having a big ego has done great things. He deserves to have a big ego. I don't know. But it's not egotistical. It's like he just understands he's intrinsically great. He's also done great things. He's just very secure in how he feels about himself. So anyway, I think there's something in there for you to like explore and chew on and think about with all of that.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Who are listening, I think that would be really helpful.
Cool.
All right.
Alicia says, hello. Okay. Hillary Wool.
What's that guy's name that sang that song?
Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. This is my selenite wand. That is Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right. Hillary!
Hello, Hillary.
Hi, Hillary.
Any messages for me from my husband? Okay.
I do feel like he's here, but it feels like he's standing back. Like, I don't know if he would even believe in any of this or something, but he feels like he's like watching and just like.
I had a sense of him being sort of in the clouds, like, what? Kind of like, is this thing on? Yes, you can talk to us.
I know. Like, I feel like he's here, but I'm not getting it.
Hang on. Orient yourself, Hillary's husband. He just mooned me. Is that something he would do?
Oh my goodness. I did see like what looked like a birthday candle. It was just one candle, so I don't know if that's significant or not. So I don't know if it's an anniversary or a birthday coming up, somebody in your family, or maybe of his passing or his birthday, something. But that candle felt like something that's like an annual thing. And now I feel like other people are showing up. Like I feel like you're getting kind of a crowd in here. And I don't know if there was somebody who's passed out like bowling, but I saw like a bowling alley with bowling balls. I don't know if I'm mishearing this or not, but there was kind of like an F name, like Frida. So I don't know if you have somebody else named Frida or Fred, but it felt like Frida. I don't get names all that often, but I am getting it. I'm hearing a Richard too. I feel like it's like lining up. I'm hoping these are all for you and not for everybody else on the call.
Yeah. I was definitely getting
because it feels like it's like thick. Like I feel like there's like
I was getting some people who just like didn't belong in there. So
Then I'm getting something about the car. And I'm not sure. I don't know if he's just trying to show that he's been around. I don't know if you've had car problems or if you're looking to get a new car or something about that, or maybe you've gotten a new car. But there's something about a car. And now I don't know if this is loved ones, but it feels more like guides coming in. The guides usually like to come in, even when loved ones start, they usually end up coming in. But I feel like what they're saying is they want you to really study some things. There's some things that I think it's time to learn, and it feels like it's more about self development. I just heard the word presence. I think it has a lot to do with, taking the time to just really connect on a deep level to yourself and to what this is. We're so busy doing so many times that we don't stop to think, like, this is so weird that we're like here and we're conscious and we're talking to you through this thing. Yeah. We can hear each other, and, or I can see your messages and you can hear us. And like, what is this? It's really weird when you think about it. But there's this idea of just contemplating your presence and who are you? And what is the point of all this? I just heard mission complete. So I think that was the big message they wanted to make sure you heard, at least from me, Hillary. Are you getting anything else?
Yeah. Let me pick up the thread of it. It was along those lines, but it was also just the idea for any of us, and for you, Hillary, if you were born at this time, we were all given these very special missions, even if it's just, I hate to like make it sound like it's a lower mission because it's not, but even if it's just to do what I was talking about earlier, like with the ancestral healing and clearing, that type of work is really important. And what I've seen about that, and I do feel like that's part of your mission, Hillary. I don't think all of it, but I think that's part of it. And from what I've seen of that is that these ancestors have a lot writing on it, like on how we do down here. Not to be like pressure, but a lot of them really, really want their people that are down here, and they're really cheering them on and they're pulling for them, and they really, really want them to get certain lessons on behalf of the ancestral line and on behalf of clearing ancestral karma, for us all to become more wise, loving, forgiving, healed, self-loving, having healthier boundaries, having healthier levels of confidence and courage. And I am feeling like collectively right now, like as the human race, I think a lot of people, their courage is being tested right now, of being able to stand up and do the right thing in the face of immense pressure. And also for some of us, it's the idea of like, okay, it's not my job to like maybe stand up and do something, but it's also maybe for some people, it's like, all right, it's not my job to do that, but it is my job to get out of the way and to let those people do it who are called to do it, as opposed to trying to stop them, right? For example. And I think that's it.
All right. Thanks, Hillary.
Back to Alicia McQuillan Ruiz. Hello, messages for me. Okay, Alicia.
So I just saw a book and the page started flipping. So it feels like there's a reading of a book or digesting of material of some sort. What I'm hearing with that is like the pages of your life. So that shifts what I thought I was getting with this. I think it has something to do with kind of revisiting memories and stages of your life that you've gone through. I just heard it's really important. The feel I'm getting with this, and we'll see what else comes, especially through Katie, but the feel I get of it is I think there are some things that you've experienced that you haven't gotten everything you need to get from the experience. Some of it feels like, wow, I actually made it through that. Some of it feels like looking at people's intentions and why did they do what they did, and going back in time and trying to just kind of dissect some of it. And then I see the word forgiveness in all capital letters. So what that reminds me of, sometimes when, forgiveness comes up, what the guides like to say is, there's a space called beyond forgiveness. Forgiveness usually comes from a space of still feeling like a victim to what happened, with the idea that I need to forgive this person for this thing that happened. And, we all get victimized. Bad things happen to all of us. And it's not to minimize the experience in any kind of way, because these things happen and then we need to work through them and overcome them and be on that hero's journey. But you can't get past it, and you truly can't forgive until you get out of the victim space. And that's beyond forgiveness. And that's when it's like, it's not even really well, of course it's forgiven. It's like not even a thing that had to happen. Of course it did. And because that got me to where I am. And you take whatever's happened, you don't look outside of you for any kind of validation or anything. It's all within. And only you can go to that level with it.
The other thing that I was seeing was you were sitting on a pile of books, and I looked down and I realized you were sitting on this. It was a tower of books. It was like a skyscraper of books, and it was very precarious. And it was the idea of the past and trying to figure it out. And it was like, they said it was all from this lifetime. It was like a lot has happened. And it was like, where do I even start? Because there's no way I could flip through all of these books in this lifetime. And I'm sitting on it. And it was just all very like, oh my God. The feeling of it was, what they had you do is to stand up, jump off the pile of books, which is very scary because they sort of like all went flying into the abyss. But you jumped off and then you stood on the sidewalk in the present moment. And it was the idea of leaving the past in the past, operating from this present moment. And as you go through life, you'll be triggered and things will come up. And it was sort of like, and those memories from the past will come back to you. And it's processing it as it comes, but from the wiser present moment, as opposed to being spinning and stuck in the past and trying to figure it out all at once, trying to digest it all at once. It was like, all right, well, I move through life, and the understanding is whatever soul lessons we need to learn, it will come at us and it will trigger us. And then the idea is then you pick apart that catalyst and figure out, what am I supposed to learn about this? Instead of getting caught in the emotion of the victimhood of what happened in the past. Okay, now I'm here, be here now in the present. This is bringing something up for me from the past that's causing an emotion. And just trying to get into alignment with a higher perspective and whatever it is, the higher wisdom that you're supposed to digest and take away from the experience. And that will help you move into a more empowered, loving, and forgiving space. And we can all use that.
And it's funny too, it was reminding me of early on in my healing. I had a lot of physical health issues, and the key to my physical health issues, and I think for a lot of people, is their emotional health and clearing out traumas and resentments and anger and fears and frustrations. All of those things really do need to be cleared. And I went to a homeopath, and she put me on a remedy, and I didn't know what it did. It was back before I really knew a lot about these different things. And all of a sudden all these old things started coming up for me, these old resentments. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that thing.
And another thing.
And another thing. Yes. I was like, oh, and that too. Jeez, and it just, I couldn't believe like the stuff that was coming up, and it was layer after layer after layer of just crap. And then I looked up the remedy and what it did, and its purpose was to bring up old resentments. I'm like, darn it. Because, I'm like, oh no, I'm happy. All is well. No, it really wasn't. Anyway, so there might be some things that you feel like you've gone through and you've finished and you've wrapped up. And I think this is true for a lot of us, that you really haven't. You've just kind of paved the way, or like Katie likes to say, you've painted the poop. So it looks pretty. You might not realize it's there, but it's still there.
I don't say that. It's a guide, because I didn't even remember that I had said that half the time. But anyway, continue.
I really like that analogy. Anyway, so just, make sure you're not painting the poop, and really dig up the poop and allow it to come up so you can actually clean it out. Get it out of there. All right.
Okay, Kate, that is it. Why am I stuttering? That is weird. It's a glitch in the matrix.
I think we need to read this one.
Okay, Faye says, I was trying to go to sleep a few nights ago and I saw a face with bright eyes and he smiled. It scared me, so I started praying. Happy Halloween.
I know, right? Yeah, so when things like this happen, the first thing I always like to do is clear.
Create sacred space.
Yeah, don't ever be in fear though.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever, and if it scares you, get into your power. Like, just really no. And worst case, it's actually somebody well intentioned, and they're still going to be there, or whatever. Best case, you've actually then just cleared something that shouldn't have been there. So,
wait, which was the worst or the best?
well, I mean, if you're clearing, you're just like
Right.
Best case is that you actually cleared something. Anyway, so yeah, always clear. Yeah. Okay.
That's it. Gustin Odell says, anything for me? Okay.
Hello, Augustine.
Hello, welcome.
So I just had this feeling of going in circles, and I just heard spinning, 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 spinning. I'm not sure what that's about yet, though.
I just feel it's kind of like an intense high vibe energy. So I don't know if that's you or your guides.
I do get this sense of just a lot of energy. I don't know if you have a lot of projects going on, or maybe you're like ADD or something, but it just feels like kind of 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And it feels I think the spinning feels just very like energy. Where are you putting all your energy, and kind of going in circles with that?
I'm going to describe what I just saw. Maybe there's a tie-in, but somebody showed up and said, this is for Gustin Odell. And then this was like this big splat, and it was like rainbow paint. It looked like it was like this sort of cascade of like blah. I was like, okay,
All right. I just heard, again, I don't know what it means. I think they're saying things and they're giving you things because I think you can digest whatever this is, but I just heard enumeration. Someone just said picking up the pieces. And then they pulled away. So I don't know.
And the last thing I just heard was, you'll get through this. You'll get through this. All right. Let us know if any of that made sense.
Yeah, I don't know. They were definitely speaking in.
Yeah, I feel like they're just saying that is it. And
pieces.
I think you'll be able to I'd love to know what the whole paint thing is. I feel like they're saying it was paint. So, okay.
Okay. Moni, Moni.
Moni, Moni.
Amy.
Ride the pony. Hello, Amy Mooney.
Do you ever get tired of this?
If she were Jaido, maybe she wouldn't keep coming back. So we're going to keep doing it. And also, just so you know, Malicious commented, Maureen, I think it was Maureen Casey Evans said that she left a comment for us on Rumble. So thank you so much. It actually works. Yes, she said, I sent you a message on Rumble. So Maureen Casey Evans, I don't know if this is you, Malicious, saying hello, you look gorgeous. I hope so. I don't know, but that's what's on there. So if that's not you, let us know, because if it's not you, it didn't work. Okay. Yeah. Where are we at? Moni, Moni. Where are you, Moni, Moni?
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, no.
There
it is.
Yeah, you figure out it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yikes.
Sorry. We'll tune in now.
I just saw a magazine, but it looked like it had like a lot of ads in it, so I'm not sure what that's about. And there's this, I know it sounds weird, there's like this smell of it being fresh off the press. I don't know if you've done some marketing recently or just got a new magazine or something. I don't know what this is. And then they're showing me a pen, like a really nice pen, and it's writing.
Well, for me, they showed you, I believe you walked up to your property line and you put your hands on your hips and you went, well, well, well. So anyway, that, and then they also said that's for you to interpret.
Well, well, well. Look what the cat dragged in.
That's a joke I used to make. I haven't heard that in a long time. Well, well, well. Look what the cat dragged in. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like with that energy. It was just well, well, well. And they said maybe you'll know what I'm talking about.
And I'm seeing like this walkway with like stepping stones, and it feels like things are moving along. I do feel, I'm coming back to the magazine. I don't know if I'm not getting a straight answer about if it's something that you are marketing or something. I don't know. But there's something to do with like a fresh print of a magazine and then writing. So I don't know if you're meant to write for a magazine or you just did or something, or maybe you're meant to do a publication or something. But it's something along those lines. That's all I'm getting about that. And then I saw the steps of you just like it's moving forward. There is movement in a good direction and you're on the right path.
Yeah, I do have feelings of good, positive progress.
And this feels kind of like mission or work related or something like that. It feels more professionally focused in some way. And I just saw a crystal too as a sphere, like a sphere crystal. So somehow crystals are involved. Let me see if I can get more information on that. I feel like that if you're not already doing it, I feel like they want you working with crystals around it. And crystals can bring in a lot of really good energy and clear obstacles and paths and things like that.
And I also feel like it's to help you work on your intuition as well. Mm-hmm. They can help hold good energies. They can help amplify energies of our guides. They can help hold sacred space. They can do all kinds of things.
Yeah, and by the way, we're going to be doing a crystal class. So
in December, right?
Yeah.
Early December. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we might actually put it up on Zoom too, so that it could be more than just a local event, but we haven't finished all the details about that. We were supposed to work on that today and kind of lost track of time.
Oh yeah, we forgot to do that today.
Yes, we did.
Yes, so anyway, we will promote that on future lives. But this Sunday, speaking of things to promote, we have I'm doing a full moon meditation Sunday morning. We're doing group healing Sunday afternoon.
Mhm.
Yes. So if you go to nourishing-journey/events, you can find those events. But Amy Mooney, that was just a promotional interlude in the middle of your reading.
Well, no, I mean, I feel like that's all the messages I've got about it.
Yeah,
I think
it was
it's
about
kinda,
like working on your intuition with the crystals and using the crystals and good progress.
yeah, and there's a lot of ways you can use crystals to help bring forth the potential of what can come.
Mhm.
I'm not really getting anything else.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
All
Maybe
right.
one more?
Yes, one more.
Melanie Severn.
Okay.
Anyone coming through for me with any guidance?
Okay, Melanie.
So I was trying to figure out what this is, and I'm still not 100% sure, but it's a really thin line. I was like, what is this thin line? And then I saw someone walking it, like, trying to balance on the thin line with their, their hands and everything, kind of doing this. And so walking a thin line.
I also was just hearing, I think, from your loved ones saying that you need encouragement. I think this is for you specifically, Melanie, but also for a lot of us out here to know that we're all doing great. I know a lot of times we all think, oh gosh, I must be screwing this up. I don't know what I'm doing down here. But it was the idea of we are here at the time of the ascension, and the vibration of the planet is rising, whether we nail it or whether we screw it up. The ascension's happening. And with that, with these higher vibrational energies, truths come out and our consciousness rises, and we can look at our past and think, wow, I was kind of a moron. But that's good news, because it means you know better now. And when you know better, you have the opportunity to do better. So I think for everybody, it's like just that little pep talk of you're not the same person that you used to be. You are wiser. You are stronger. Mm-hmm. And to live into that and to upgrade or update your self-perception.
Don't be ashamed of past
mistakes.
Ever.
Yeah, it's okay. And a lot of what we perceive to be mistakes are soul lessons or karmic bunglings that we were meant to, then we could correct it. I think sometimes we get led into situations that we think, oh God, I shouldn't have done that. But it was sometimes we're
it was the highest path. Yeah.
We're meant to, because we're meant to learn from it, and we're meant to figure it out. We're meant to figure out how to maybe not do that again. And how to change for that.
Yeah. And so many times I definitely have, a number of clients where anything they can do to not step into the pile of poop. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big thing with poop tonight. Don't step into that pile of poop.
Landmines. Let's call them landmines.
Yes. Don't step into the landmines. Anything to stay safe, because safety is where it's at. And then I know everything is okay. Mm-hmm. But then you get through this life and you haven't done anything. You haven't learned. You haven't grown. You made it. Well, that's surviving. We're meant to thrive. And you can't thrive without really stepping through some landmines sometimes. And those landmines are really important. Even when they're really painful, they're important lessons and growth opportunities for us, and we need them. So playing it safe, sometimes we need to play it a little safe, but other times we're really meant to step forward. That's why being intuitive is so important. Really being able to connect and find out, am I on the right path? Am I meant to go down this road? This is scary. What should I do? Having either a really good internal compass, which most of us are so wounded that it's hard to get to, or being able to connect to trusted sources where you can get the information that maybe you aren't seeing clearly, and to make higher, better decisions.
But I'm also hearing, but to make decisions and to not be too afraid to make the wrong decision. Like it's, for all of us at this point, it's more important to get up off the couch and act than it is to try to play it safe. It's like live, let there be surprises, let there be mistakes. It's okay. We'll recover.
Yeah, no shame.
Yep.
Yeah, just keep working it. And I just wanted to say, Jeannie Butien said that her nephew, this was the thing with the coffin guy.
Rising up, yeah.
That would be my nephew that just passed a year ago, loved Halloween, so I'm sure that was him coming out of the coffin.
All right.
Yes. Awesome. All right.
Cool. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Head on over to divinelyguided.tv, join our soul growth group, learn intuition with us, and we will see you hopefully next Thursday or Sunday if you can join some of our events on Zoom. Those 2 events are both on Zoom and in person.
Well, actually, it's, the group healing is not.
The group healing is not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The morning meditation at 10 a.m. is on Zoom.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Hasta la pasta.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.